Eternal Elegance. In the heart of downtown, nestled between aging buildings with flickering neon signs, stood an old department store named Eternal Elegance. The store had been a staple in the community for decades, its grandeur fading as the years passed. One particular feature that remained untouched by time was a peculiar mannequin that stood proudly in the display window, showcasing the latest fashions with an unsettling lifelike quality. As the clock struck midnight, the city outside quieted into a hushed lull, and the night stock crew at Eternal Elegance prepared to begin their shift. The crew, a group of weary employees accustomed to the monotonous routine, exchanged tired glances as they gathered around for the nightly inventory check. The mannequin, with its glassy eyes and frozen smile, seemed to follow their every move. Sarah, a young cashier with a penchant for horror stories, couldn't shake the feeling that the mannequin's gaze lingered a bit too long on her. Unbeknownst to the crew, tonight was different. Tonight, something inexplicable was about to happen. As the crew busied themselves with the inventory, a subtle creak echoed through the empty store. Startled, they exchanged nervous glances, dismissing the sound as the usual settling of an old building. But the atmosphere grew tense as they began to hear soft footsteps, seemingly coming from all directions. The flickering fluorescent lights above buzzed ominously, casting eerie shadows that danced around the mannequin. The night stock crew froze, their breaths caught in their throats. That's when the mannequin took a deliberate step forward, breaking the silence. Panic ensued as the crew members stumbled over one another, desperately trying to make sense of the impossible. The mannequin, now fully animated, moved with an unnatural grace, its limbs bending in ways that defied logic. A wicked smile twisted across its plastic face as it silently pursued the terrified employees through the dimly lit aisles. The night turned into a surreal nightmare as the mannequin toyed with the crew, strategically positioning itself in their paths and disappearing when they least expected it. The once mundane task of restocking shelves became a harrowing game of survival. Sarah, the one who had felt the mannequin's gaze earlier, found herself cornered in the deserted lingerie section. The mannequin, now more menacing than ever, closed in with deliberate slowness. Its plastic fingers twitched, and a low, haunting hum emanated from its unmoving lips. Just as all hope seemed lost, the first rays of dawn crept through the dusty windows, casting a warm glow on the scene. The mannequin froze mid-stride, its lifelike features once again frozen in a static display. As daylight flooded the store, the night stock crew gathered in disbelief, their eyes wide with fear. The mannequin, now back in its original lifeless state, stood innocently in the display window, as if nothing had happened. The once mundane department store became a haunting memory for the night stock crew, and the tale of the malevolent mannequin was passed down as a cautionary story for generations to come. Eternal Elegance, with its grandeur intact, continued to cast a chilling shadow over the city, reminding everyone that some things are better left undisturbed in the quiet hours of the night.